Hello again, this is Jeff at Ferrari FXS. Today we're going to clean these up and strip the paint off the valve covers, and we're going to use some paint stripper on there from Rust-Oleum, and then we're going to use this Wrinkle Plus, so hopefully this works pretty good. We're going to have to clean these up first, like I said, and then take the oil and grease residue off of it, and then we'll be able to apply some primer and then the paint. So hopefully they turn out great. We'll see, but I'm going to clean these up and we'll see how they turn out. All right, I've got the stripper sitting on there. It says about 20 to 40 minutes. I let it sit, and like I said, I just applied it right now, so we'll let that sit for about a half hour. And make sure when you're doing this, make sure you don't have any other objects you don't want to strip, because it's kind of splatters. So just be careful with that. So I'm going to let it sit here for a few minutes, and then we'll see what happens. So it's been about 5 minutes since I've applied the stripper, and it seems like it's working pretty well. I mean, you can already see areas where it's really blistered up. So I'm hoping that it won't take that long, and hopefully, like I said, works pretty well. But it looks like it's doing a good job now. But we'll see. All right, it's been about 20 minutes since I've applied the stripper. And then it says you can take a scraper or a little brush. And it's getting pretty loose here. So you can see here, it just kind of like peels off. So that's almost ready. It also says that you can use like mineral spirits or something to neutralize this. You can probably use water also. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it down with like brake clean to get some of the residue off of it also. And then I'll probably take like some sort of surface cleaner to it, like a paint prep. I'll have to show you here. Like this acrylic clean, which removes wax, grease, so the surface is clean and ready for primer. I'd use something similar to that, so like I said, you have a good adhesion with your primer and paint. And then I would probably clean the other side too, of all the oil and grease on the inside at the same time. So anyway, we're going to continue on here. Like I said, I'm just going to kind of like scrape this. Might have to use like a little nylon brush to get around like the Ferrari and then the timing marks here. So they get her even those little letters and numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But anyway, we'll see how it continues. Okay, we've got the valve covers kind of cleaned up. I'm going to wipe them down with some prep, so I can, like I said, get the residue off of it. Like I said, this stuff here again to get the wax and grease off of it. And then I'm going to go ahead and shoot some primer on it. I mean, you can see a little bit of specks here and there. The prep will take some of that off. And then once that's ready, I'm just going to go ahead and shoot the primer on them. And then once the primer's dry, then we'll shoot the wrinkle on it. So that's where we're at right now. So anyway, let's see how that goes. All right, so now I've got the primer on the valve covers, as you can see. I'll just let that cure for a little bit. And then once that cures, I will come back and spray the wrinkle finish on it. So let's doesn't look too bad. So like I said, that's just primer, and then I will spray the red wrinkle on it in a few hours. All right, so I know I kind of missed a step here, but I had primed them a while ago, and now I just finished spraying the wrinkle finish on here. And you're supposed to let it sit for up to 24 hours for it to cure. So it doesn't wrinkle immediately. It says if it doesn't wrinkle enough, you're supposed to reapply. So we'll see what it looks like in the morning. But right now, it doesn't look too bad. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Make sure let's make sure it wrinkles pretty good for us. I hate to strip these. These would kind of be a bummer to do that. But anyway, we'll check it out in the morning. Let's see what happens. Okay, so as you can tell here, it's the next day, and they have somewhat dried. It says 24 hours for fully cured, but they look pretty good. Nice even wrinkle finish here on both pieces. So we're going to let them sit. It'll be a few days before we install these. We have to reinstall all the wire pieces here, the wire guides. So it'll be a few days for those. But it says 24 to 48 hours for a reassembly. So I would probably wait just to make sure that you don't knock anything loose. But they look pretty good. Like I said before, I just used the primer on there. The can says, here's the can. It's made by VHT Wrinkle, and it said bare metal. So I'm hoping it doesn't hurt it at all. But I actually primed them because the last time I did these, I did not prime it, and it seemed like the finish came off prematurely. So it seemed to work fine. Hopefully, if you use the same process, it'll work that way. But it says on the can bare metal, but it did work with primer. But anyway, I'm just going to conclude this video and move on to some other things we've got going. But I'll catch you next time. Thank you.